Howdy everyone. Let's see if this works. Let's see if I can figure out lives. Hi. Take a second. Sit you up here. I apologize for neighbor dog is barking, so if you hear that in the background, that's kind of annoying, but not my dog. Can't exactly tell the dog to be quiet. Hi. Should I get my hat? I feel like I should get my hat. There was a person, I can't remember who, was asking where my hat was in the video. Or in one of my last videos. Okay, I'll be right back. Ugh. Hey, Bubba. Hi, come here. Hi. Hi. Attention is being demanded, so my hands are occupied. Hi. I'm just trying out the live, see how it works. Hi. Hi. Yeah. I don't know. I have no expectations for this other than just to try it alive. See how it works. Figure it out. What was that? What do you have planned for Thanksgiving? Eating food. That is my plan for Thanksgiving, is eating food. Yeah, he went down the deck. He's gone now. He went down into the yard. Yes, I did have one of our dogs out here with me. My favorite food? That's a tough one. Probably my favorite Thanksgiving food are my mom's ribs. My mom's ribs are to die for. Like, you can pick them, just grab the bone off of them, and the meat will fall off. It's. Going to a. Oh, okay. Going to a family restaurant for. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Longhorns are great and fun to follow. Yes, that'll be 20 December 1st in 6 days? 5 days? Something like that? Yeah, 6 days, because yesterday would have been a week. Yeah. I do have a snake. I'm not bringing her out here, and I'm not going to film inside. Am I going to college? Not currently. I'm not currently enrolled. I just work nights part-time. Oh, thank you. Uh, Dallas Sodell 2548. I don't know how to pronounce names. How many pets do we have? At this house, we've got technically three. We've got two dogs and a snake. Snake's mine. Dogs are my grandparents', but love them the same. My mom also has two dogs that I see quite often. One of them is actually named Brucey. Brucey boy. So that's a little cute thing I can think about whenever I think about Bruce, Baron Bruce, Lester's newest calf. Is reminds me of my mom's dog. Trying to keep the chat up because it faded out. Do I want to have Longhorns later in life? I would love it. I would love to be able to live on a ranch and raise cattle, but I was born a city boy. Why won't the chat stay up? I'm trying to keep the chat keeps fading out. In Southern Illinois? No, Central. I'm not going to say the exact city. I'm not going to put that information out there. I kind of live both. I move back and forth between my grandparents and my mom's. Up by Chicago. Yeah. It's about 2.5 hours north of us. I'm gonna shut the back door. Hang on. Okay. Do I have a job? Job? What is that supposed to mean? I do work. I work part time. This chair won't stay steady. Um, we have a lot of crows around our house. They're annoying. So besides Santiana, do you think there will be any other cows born? The only one who I think might be pregnant right now on the ranch is Loretta, which maybe, I don't know. It's hard to tell. She doesn't have a bag. She's a heavy set cow anyway, so it's a bit hard to tell. I hate trying to figure out my chat to stay up because it keeps fading out. It's driving me nuts. Crows are definitely very, very intelligent birds. Yeah. If Loretta is pregnant, it is by Waylon because she was up there at the same time in the front bullpen pasture with the what was Roman's Coliseum, which she was up there with Jenny Lane nine months ago, I think it was. That it showed up on the pictures that were sent to Lester. So it would be a Waylon calf. Would be a Waylon calf, just like Bruce is. Yep. Yeah, crows are very intelligent birds. Corvids in general, crows, magpies, ravens, those are all very intelligent birds on par with parrots. They can mimic sounds, they can recognize faces, they can solve problems. I've heard of crows dropping an acorn or a really hard nut onto pavement and waiting for cars to drive over it because they can't crack the nut themselves, so they just let the cars roll over it instead. Yeah, I've seen them use sticks to get like treats out of bottles. I've seen so many different things crows do. They're very intelligent birds. And very loud. Yeah, corvids in general are very impressive birds and impressive creatures, not talked about nearly as much as they should be. They talk about themselves quite a bit. Crows do, I feel. What's he doing? Yeah. I don't really have any plans for this other than just try live, see how it works. This is probably my best filming location, is just on the back deck, because I don't need people seeing the inside of the house. Do I have siblings? Yes, I have technically two. One I don't see. My brother, yeah, I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest child, oldest grandchild. So yeah, I've got. Do I drive? Yes, I do drive. What is my favorite animal? Depends on what I'm interested in at the time. I do have like a select few that I tend to research more than others. Depends. I usually put them into categories, like my favorite canine species, my favorite antelope, the different things, different categories I put a favorite on. And, keep the live chat open. Pet tarantula, nice. I've held a tarantula. I don't have one. My mother would burn the house down if I brought a tarantula home. My mom is deathly afraid of spiders. Oh hey Lester. Just trying a live, see how it works. No expectations, no nothing. I thought I saw Lester's name pop up. I think it did. If you have a box turtle, wow. Yeah, I didn't know they lived that long. Yeah. What would that person say? Yeah, the name Animal Boy definitely does fit me. I've always been interested in animals. I've been watching animal documentaries since I was 3 years old. Watched all the big animal documentaries, um, different things, just anything with animals, I was interested. And it's actually a decent day out right now. I mean, there's leaves everywhere. Decent weather right now. It's in the 50s, so it's. Do I have any animals? We have pets throughout my family. Different houses have different pets. Right here at this house, we have two dogs and a snake. One dog is out here in the yard. Looks like sniffing an old pile of wood, as dogs do. I don't know. Yeah. Do I plan to have my own ranch someday? I'd love to. I'd love to move south, have a ranch, like work with animals is what I've always wanted to do. I don't want to be a vet. I've had every time like people have asked like, what do you want to be when you grow up, have a job? I like work with animals. You want to be a vet? No, I don't want to be a vet. That is way too much schooling, way too much stress, just all these different things. I don't want to be a vet. I don't want to be a vet tech. It's just, oh, it's a lot. Way too much schooling, way too much money. If you're starting a farm, I've heard it's bad to start with longhorns because um, a lot of commercial cattle, the beef cattle, is with beefy breeds, Angus, Hereford, uh, Brahman, different breeds like that that sell well, and longhorns don't really sell in large. The cows themselves bring good profit, but collectively, I've heard it's not the best to start that with your business because I know, say Schumacher for example and Dickinson both run other cows. Schumacher runs, I believe, Angus as well as Longhorns, and then Dickinson Cattle Company. I forget the name of those cows. They're like the Oreo cows with the white midsection. I can't remember the breed name. My mom is afraid of spiders, but not snakes. No, she's fine with snakes. My mom, yeah, she's my mom also has a bearded dragon. Yeah, yeah, Jerseys are a dairy breed like Holsteins. They aren't a beef breed. You do use dairy cows for the meat industry, but they are mainly used as dairy cows. Jerseys are, yes. A difference between a crow and a raven. Yes, there is a difference between a crow and a raven. Crows are smaller. They have, I think, well, ravens are bigger. They sound different, and I think most ravens live more to the north and to the west, and while crows mainly live down here. But they both coexist. Crows are smaller. They have a more caw sound, whereas ravens. Oh, I can't remember what their call is made. Is their what is it? It's gonna bug me. I don't know. I'll figure it out later. It's gonna bug me. Did you know that crows can be brown? There is a such thing as brown crows. Yeah, I've seen a few around here. Yeah, but yeah, crows are smaller than ravens. I think they have a more pointy beak, where I think ravens have a hook at the end of their beak. I can't remember all the exact details, but I know that they are two different birds. Yeah, there are brown crows. There are also white crows. I don't know if they're albino or leucistic. The difference, like a lot of people, when they see a white animal, a white morph animal, they think albino. It's not always the case. There's a thing called leucism, which is so basically what albino, does is it removes all pigment for most things. That's why there's no pigment in the eyes, which is why they show up red instead of their natural color. But with leucism, it is a reduced pigment, and like it is just reduced. So that's why a lot of leucistic animals will either have normal eye color or they'll be blue. Like for leucistic lions, you'll see white lions have typically blue eyes. But some do also have brown eyes, so it's just a reduced pigment in places. Yeah. Yep, there are black squirrels and white squirrels. That is melanism. Melanistic is a increase in black pigmentation. That's why you have black panthers. It's really a melanistic leopard or a melanistic jaguar. It's just, if you look really closely at a black leopard or black jaguar, you can actually still see the spots and rosettes in their pattern. Yeah. Do you have a favorite longhorn? Did you pet any of the longhorns? I did give a little bit of scratches to the longhorns, but mainly I did not want to get hit with horns. Favorite longhorn? That's a tough question. I've always been drawn. I like the quieter ones. I don't know. I have a fondness for the ones who sort of hang in the background and don't have like this big personality. They all have personalities, but this big presence. I'll say it like that. I like the ones that are just off in the background. Jenny Lane, Jezebel, just. Of course, I love Prince Willie Joe. Everyone does. And yeah, Reba is she's the prettiest longhorn on Lester's ranch. Guaranteed, in my opinion. Oh, yeah. I did pet Chuck. He got a bit too close, and I had to tap him with my hat to have him to back off. But yeah, that did happen. I didn't feed Chuck. I did not feed Chuck. My 20th birthday is the 1st of December. I'd love to work with animals, whether it be a zoo, a farm, different things. I'm not going to talk about the new bull at all in this video. I'm not going to talk about Jolly. That is Lester's story to tell, and I'm not going to try to jump the gun with what Lester would tell you. I'm going to let him tell his story and just leave it at that. Yeah. Was born December 1st, 2005. It's 20 years ago. Hi. Come here. Hi, Bubba. Come here. Let me scratch you on the back. Is that what you want? Hi. That's right. 2005 was Katrina. I forgot which year Katrina was. I was not alive at that point, I don't think, because I was born at the tail end of 05. Dude, you're shedding like mad. Why are you shedding? You're going into winter. Hi. He's an Australian Shepherd.
Here he is. Hello.
I'd show you the rest of the deck, but it just looks like a mess. There are leaves everywhere this time of year. I don't know why they're shedding so much. Texas? Oh yeah, I miss Texas weather. It was 83, 84 those couple days. No rain, it was great. A lot of people saying where they're from. Oh. Ugh. Hey. Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. I talked to her earlier about my mom's dog, Brucey Boy. We call him Bruce, Brucey Boy. He's a lab German short-haired pointer mix. He's great. He'll if you stand up and you like pat your chest or pat your hips, he'll jump up and put his front paws up on your shoulders. What? There aren't really any mini zoos near here. I think the like actual like I think the closest big zoo from here would either be the Brookfield or the St. Louis, and that's a couple hours. No. What? I don't know what your question means, Lisa. You mean that Lester got the name Bruce for his cow from my mom's dog? No, that's purely coincidence and just something I found funny. Do I like Schumacher Longhorns? Yeah, they produce great Longhorns. Yeah, they produce very well rounded and very good cows. A lot of people were asking me when I made the suggestion for Lester with the shoot to throw bull, if Schumacher would be willing to do a trade deal like what Lester's doing for Jolly with his bulls, a trade deal, and I said no, they wouldn't be interested in that most likely because they already have 4 or 5 breeding herd bulls plus access to AI and semen from other bulls that they can introduce if they need to. So I doubt they would. I don't think they ever need. They wouldn't need a new bull for a long time. Yeah. I think my dog wants to be let in. One second. Oh, I'm gonna let him in. Okay. All right. What was that? No, we didn't take Bruce with us on the trip to Texas. That'd be a nightmare with Bruce in the back seat. Oh my gosh. And you as well, Virginia. Have a good Thanksgiving as well. Hope the food is delicious. Hope the family's fun. How do I produce a great Longhorn and what makes them great? Different things. People breed for different things. Some people will breed for better meat quality. Some people will breed strictly for horn length, because that is what a lot of people will breed for with Longhorns right now is horn length, tip to tip, 80 or 100 inches tip to tip horn length, because they're entered in shows and competitions and different things like that. Me personally, I think well-rounded. I don't think the horn breeding can get a little excessive, but yeah, it's just they'll also breed for color. Obviously, people will breed for color both for pasture art, like what Lester does, and also for hides and rugs and other things like that that Longhorns will be processed for. And there's of course horn mounts, head mounts, different things like that. The Longhorns are used for, and then uh, pasture art as well, and pasture maintenance purposes. What do I think about the ostriches? They're great. They're fun. They're dangerous animals. They definitely can be. The females not so much. Carl definitely. Male ostriches get very hormonal, get very defensive and territorial. You'll notice during breeding season, ostrich males will have a very bright red beak and bright red on their feet. That is, I believe, caused by the increased testosterone in their system, caused by breeding season and all that. But yeah, that would, yeah. Which horns do I like best? You don't like Wayland's horns? Wayland's horns, I think if Wayland's horns had more length, in my personal opinion, they would look better than Tex's. Tex has great horn length and direction, but I personally, this is just my personal opinion, I'm not saying Tex has bad horns. Absolutely not. His horns are great. But my personal opinion, I prefer horns that go upward in more of a U shape than they dip down and then tip back up. Wayland's horns are shorter because his dad, it's just in his genetics. His dad was a bull named Willie, and Willie's horns were actually a little bit shorter than what Wayland's horns are now. And then Wayland's mom was a longhorn with real impressive horns. Yeah, a lot of the cows have great horns. And Wayland does have more of a beefy breed. Tex and Wayland, their main difference with their body type is that Wayland is more of a beefy bull. He's got more beef to him than what Tex does. Tex was very lean as a calf from the picture that I saw, and he's also just now Tex is currently overweight. That's just a fact. He's overweight a bull right now, but his overall body type is very lean. You'll see his calves are lean. Pearl, for example, Charlene, Jenny Lane, they're all very lean figured calves, as opposed to what Lord Grayson is and Prince Willie Joe and Wayland. They are very beefed up and they've got real thick necks and real thick shoulders and hips and all that. That they've got very more of beef and meat quality type breeding. Do I know any? The only thing I know about Waylon's lineage and his family is who his parents were, and that's just from watching the video on, I believe it was I'm a Survivor, that was posted. I think it was like titled "A Walk with Waylon" or something like that, where they brought Waylon over. Now, a lot of people think that Waylon was part of the rescue program, and technically he was a rescue, but not for the purpose of the I'm a Survivor living his full life on the ranch. He was taken by Lester because his mama, during that whole drought, his mama couldn't keep herself healthy and feed her calf when they had no grass on their property. Danny, her horns do come from. I believe her horns don't come directly from directly from Tex's lineage, but I think her. If you look at Tex and Danny's mom Gracie, their horns both tip downward, so they both contributed that to her. So her horns go down more than both of them. I don't think because a lot of people have said that Tex has a bull way back in his genetics that had horns similar to Danny. I don't really think that that would be the deciding factor in Danny's horns because it's so far back in the genetics, several generations, that it really wouldn't play that much of a factor in her horn direction. I believe her horns are just a combination of Danny, or that Gracie and Tex's horns both go down, so Danny's kind of just go down more than both of them, if that makes sense. There we go. Danny's grandfather on Texas side is Confucius, and Confucius, I never found an adult picture of him, but I assume his horns are very similar to what Texas are and what Black Kettle, Texas grandfather, Confucius's dad is. So Danny's horns are not a result of several generations back, I don't think. I think it's just a matter of Tex and Gracie having downward horns that, yeah, basically it just like takes the downward direction from Tex and the downward direction of Danny or Gracie. Why do I keep saying Danny for Gracie? If I slip, you know what I mean. I'm talking about Gracie. I don't think inbreeding affects the horns. I think if Danny is affected at all by inbreeding, it would be her small size. I think her small size and her very slim body type could be affected by inbreeding, but overall I think that's just how she is. Do you think Waylon will take his blue barrel? No, I think that'll just hang up in the bullpen and let them play around. It'd be fun if when all the cows are moved up to the front bullpen, if we see like the bull calves, Duke of Dascone, Scotty, those young bulls, if they start messing around with the barrel, that'd be fun to watch them try to imitate the older bulls in messing with the barrel. I think that'd be fun to watch. Will Danny's horns get bigger? I don't think they'll get thicker. I think they'll just slowly turn upward a little bit. I don't think they'll ever fully go up. I think it'll just curve upward a little bit. I don't think Danny's horns are very pretty. Like, if I didn't already know Danny and I saw her in the pasture, I would not think she's very pretty. Downward horns aren't just something I'm drawn in by. I, again, prefer upward-facing horns. That's just my personal opinion. There's nothing wrong with Danny for having downward horns. It's just my personal preference. Happy Thanksgiving, K. Dirk. I don't know if I say people's name wrong. Of Little Gary, he was great. He was a rescue bull. He lived as long as he could. He did great for... He lived a lot longer than he would have if he had stumbled on a lot of other ranches. A lot of ranchers would have found him, seen how bad he was, and probably would have shot him for just to end his suffering and just do the kind thing of doing that. I don't think Lester did amazing with Little Gary, rescuing him, bringing him back to health, giving him a great life. But a lot of ranchers don't have the means to do that like Lester does. So a lot of ranchers would have probably just put him down. Ugh. Yeah. Thank you, Vanita Cott. Thanks for all the Happy Thanksgiving wishes. I'm not going to read off every single one because it's just impossible. Yes, Lester has a huge heart. He's got a heart as big as his property line. Probably even bigger. So is there any specific topic people want me to talk about? I don't want to just make this about Longhorn Lester and talk about his stuff in general. I'd also like to talk about other things. Is there anything you would like to hear me talk about? Animal facts, myself, different things. If I could go to take a trade, what would it be? I've debated this quite a bit because I've always been interested in animals, but my last year of high school, I took a industrial tech class and loved it. I've also worked on the car with my stepdad before as well. I've just worked on the car with him, helped him out, do a couple things with that. And I enjoy doing that, working with my hands, doing things like that. Besides longhorns, what's your favorite animal? That is a tough question. Not because longhorns. I don't think longhorns are my all-time favorite animal. I love following their genetics because their genetics are fascinating, but I don't think they're my all-time favorite animal. All-time favorite animal, I tend to put them into categories of different things. Favorite canine species, favorite bovine, favorite antelope, whatever, etc. What do I do for fun? Not a whole lot right now in the winter, but during the summer, I like to go hiking, I like to go fishing, I like to do a bunch of things like that, just be outdoors, play video games on my computer in there. I'm only working part-time. I work nights part-time, loading packages at FedEx. So we're really busy right now. Yeah, I work the midnight shift part-time, 5 days a week. Yeah. I like following genetics, whether it be, like, I've followed pages in the past that have been goat breeders, dog breeders, different things like that, and followed their genetics before, not to the extent of Lester's bloodline, but just because it's interesting to see. I'm fascinated by the how genetics work, where you can change something about an animal, like over time, you can see how well two pairings of two parents, what they make and what the children make, and what how the breed or the lineage changes over time, the look of the animal, the genetic makeup, different things like that. I just find it fascinating. Colors are obviously fun to see, and what the color combinations are. Yeah, the phenotype is a good way to put it. Uh, why are dogs' tails cropped? There are mainly for no. I will say I don't think dog cropping, if done right, is cruel because a lot of dog cropping is done at like 2 weeks old, like 2, 3 weeks old, or like not even that. There I know some that are done like a week old. Like they're done at a very young age, so the dog does not remember that in the slightest. It's basically like I don't want to get graphic, but there's a certain procedure done to a lot of young boys that it can be equated to that I'm not going to say on YouTube. No introduction. I don't know. Ears, I'm not a big fan of. The only reason that ears should be cropped, in my opinion, is if the dog is a working dog guarding sheep and stuff like that, because the ears are usually cropped on livestock guardian dogs because the ear can be grabbed by, say, a wolf comes onto your property and the dog has to fight off the wolf to defend the livestock. The wolf can grab onto the dog's ears and cause damage, whereas if the dog did not have those ears, it couldn't do that. I don't know. I don't want to get into this debate and argue and do all that. People can have their own opinion. That's completely fine. I'm not trying to disprove somebody's opinion. But to answer the question, our Australian Shepherd does have a docked tail, but that was before we got him. He had a docked tail when he was only a couple months old. And he was owned by a friend of ours, and he was owned by a friend of ours is like a friend of ours who couldn't really take care of him much as a 6-month-old. She worked too much, and we took him on. He already had a docked tail when they got him. It was the breeder who did that, not them or not us. Yeah, docking is done very early on in their life. He does not remember it. I guarantee it. He doesn't think anything of it. Why do you think Great Pyrenees dogs wander off property so much? In what regard? A lot of livestock guardian dogs will stay on their property. That's where the herd is. They'll stay with the herd wherever the herd goes. Say if it's a herd of sheep, a herd of goats, whatever. Cows don't really need livestock guardian dogs, especially ones with horns. They do a pretty good job of defending themselves and their calves. Let's see. I'm gonna keep this chat open. Yeah, Sadie got stressed out and startled and scared and just terrified by the fireworks. That was a standalone event that happened. It was no fault of Lester, and it wasn't her choice to leave. Well, she did choose to leave, but it wasn't her by her own will leaving the ranch without she didn't just wander off, is what I'm saying. She didn't just decide to walk off the property and just leave. It was a traumatized event. Oh, did I bite the tails off? No. My mom's dog Bruce has a whip tail. Thanks. I'll give this YouTube thing a try. I don't think I'll be very consistent for a long time, just because I work and I have other things I need to do, and just, yeah. Yeah, several people came on to my video where I fed Saffron of like, I'm not going to watch, but I'll say hi. I thought that was funny. Any hobbies? Not much during the winter. I hate the winter. But during the summer, I'll go hiking. There's a really nice park, a really nice trail that we like to hike just over the border to Indiana called Turkey Run. We drive up there sometimes and go hiking up there. It's really fun. There's also a couple parks around here, or I'll just go walking. I enjoy walking. I enjoy being active. I'm a really fast walker. I walk about a 9.5 minute mile. Neighbor's dog is barking. I'm not going to talk about the new bull coming to the jail. That is Lester's story to tell, not mine. Polar bears are amazing. Yeah, polar bears are amazing. You just don't want to meet one. Yeah. Oh, you're talking about the video. Yeah. That was the two polar bear brothers at the St. Louis Zoo having a fun game in their pool. I'm glad I caught that, because that was the first thing we saw that was the first thing. We had just gotten to the zoo. We had just walked out of the entrance and walked over there, and that was the first thing we came across. Yeah. Yeah, we like to go up there to Turkey Run sometimes. We don't go very often because it's a bit of a trek, but yeah, it's fun. Good afternoon, Jackie. No, I've never heard of Janesville. We don't go up there very much. I don't think, yeah, I'm not going to be very consistent for a long time with the YouTube thing. Can you guys hear me okay? I don't know how my mic is. I don't have a microphone. It's basically just my phone microphone. So if I'm talking a bit too quiet, just tell me. What type of work do I do? I work part-time loading semi-trailers at FedEx overnight. I work the midnight shift. Okay. Okay. Yep. Thank you. That's all I needed to know. Sounds good. Thank you. Arlene? I don't know how to. Thank you for the best wishes from Canada. Thank you. I don't know how to say your name. I will. Yeah. I like to respond to comments and say their name, but I don't. I don't know how to pronounce people's names. I'm gonna grab me a drink real quick. Okay. Okay, that's better. What are people saying? Is there even like a college major for breeding advisor? I don't even know. What are my goals for the future? I honestly don't know what I'm doing right now. Save money and hope for the best, I guess. Oh, I'd love to go to Africa, do a safari, and do different things because yeah, I love Africa. I've never been outside the U.S. It's I would love to go to Africa. It's amazing, but a safari to Africa is like $5,000 minimum. Yeah, I don't have that kind of money to spend on a trip. I spent just over 1,100 going to Texas, which is lower than I expected. My favorite exotic animal? Again, that's a really tough question. One animal that I've debated making a video about is an animal not a lot of people know about. It's a African animal known as a greater kudu, greater and then Kudu, kudu, greater kudu. They've got these big spiral horns. They've got like they're gray in color. They kind of look like a giant deer with spiral horns and stripes on their back, kind of like that. Yeah, they're very interesting in my opinion. Very pretty animals. My favorite longhorn, again, that's a very. I don't like picking favorites. I think Reba's the prettiest. Tex is the most iconic, 100%. I love Waylon, and I love Prince. I love them all. There are some I like more than others, but I don't have like an absolute favorite. Yeah, the kudu do kind of look like a giant deer, but with big spiral horns on the males. Thank you. I was trying to see if I could say your name, but I don't know how to say your name. But thank you, whoever said the nice comment. Thank you. Yes, Heather. I think Reba is the prettiest cow. I love the red color on Longhorns. I love the red color. I love the upward turn horns, and she's got both. So, yeah. Sitting out here talking to my phone. That's about it right now. No expectations. Nothing. Jezebel is definitely very pretty. What the? Really? Hi. They just let the dogs out, I guess. Do you have to scratch up the deck like that? This is a new deck. Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know you
On a live video. Yeah. Grandma just let the dogs out. So, and they saw a squirrel. So if you're wondering what the dogs just ran off after, that'd be what? A squirrel was just going across the back fence. Sorry, I wasn't looking at chat for a minute. Yeah. Don't worry about being late. I'm not gonna dox your pay for being late to a job or anything. It's not that serious being late. It's not that big a deal. Come here. Hi. I already saw you earlier. Hi. What you didn't see was this one. Hi. Hi. Hey, quit. Oh yeah, Bruce has very good markings. If only he were a she. I thought it was a heifer. I thought it was. I was wrong. We're all wrong at some point. Why's the garage door open? Well, Jezebel has that's just a tint to their horns. A lot of black cows will have black tipped horns. It's just something that happens. It's just pigment. Dogs' names are Seamus and Deacon. We didn't name them. They came with those names. Tex threw a lot of bulls this year too, because he had Ed, and then Captain Kirk and George. I don't think I'm missing one. Waylon's bulls this year look really good. Scotty looks just like Waylon, just without the light on his head. Do you guys have to be so loud? Really? This is a deck, not a relay race. Yeah. And bulls are great for Lester, because he can sell them. I think Georgie will go, probably the most expensive bull Lester could sell would be Georgie. A lot of people like black and white bulls, or like if he makes him a steer, then steer. A lot of people like red steers, I would assume. I've seen a lot of red steers sold more than black steers. Black bulls go more than black steers. Hi. I think Waylon had 5 this year, so he had 3 bulls, 2 heifers, minus his Duke of Dumfries. Duke of Dumfries. I thought I got Duke and Douscone and Dumfries mixed up. I didn't. There's actually a video that I didn't post because it was really short and just not much of a deep deal. It was me in the back of the side-by-side, and someone else who was visiting the JL, who was in the side-by-side, said, "Do you know the Muffin Man?" I was like, "The Muffin Man? The Muffin Man!" That was a fun interaction. Yeah, the interview was pretty short. It was fun, though. Favorite food? Probably steak. That's probably not a good thing to say when you're talking about how much you love Longhorns, but I do like to eat steak. Yeah, I'm not a vegan or vegetarian. I'm a carnivore. I like to eat meat, bacon, ribs, ham, like steak, obviously. Yeah. One of my favorite Thanksgiving food and my favorite probably now that I think about it, probably my favorite food is my mom's ribs. Like they're to die for. I love my mom's ribs. She cooks them for like 12 hours in a crock pot and they just fall right off the bone. It is delicious. Ruby did miscarry. I don't think Ruby's miscarriage was caused by Waylon's big calf hit that, yeah, you know what I mean. I don't think that was caused by that. I don't know what caused it. It could have been several different things. I don't think Waylon producing big calves was the cause of Ruby's miscarriage. The last two cows that had babies. Brucey is the last two cows. I believe the last two calves born were Maddie, who was a Tex baby with Dolly, and then Bruce, which was his baby with Waylon's baby with Jenny Lane. So yeah. Ruby has a spot in her nose? I don't know. I know Clementine has that white dot on her nose, on her in the middle of her forehead. One of my grandma's favorite food is liver and onions. I don't like it. I'm not a big fan. Yeah, I honestly wasn't too worried about Bruce being hidden. It was a good that Lester was there and kept an eye on it, but I don't think a lot of people in the comments were jumping to conclusions and jumping to bottle baby, bottle baby, bottle baby, and I just was like, give it a minute. Because I think, and this isn't Lester's fault, but I think maybe the reason why Jenny didn't go to him for so long is because Lester was driving all around the pasture looking for him, and Jenny Lane didn't want to lead Lester to her baby. Because even when Lester left and she was walking toward where she had him hidden with the drone, you saw her stop for a couple times and look around, as even looking at the drone, because she didn't want to lead anybody to where she had her baby. Yeah. A lot of people's favorite is Caroline. She's not my favorite. Again, I tend to have a fondness for the ones who are more in the background, who don't get talked about quite as much. I do like watching them. Thank you, Penny. The door's open. Why are you whining? You can just walk inside. Yeah, just walk through the doggy door like you have 1,000 times. You don't have to whine and have someone let you in. Yeah, like that. Dog whining at the door like he wants to be let in when there's a dog door right in front of him. The black and white cows definitely stand out, especially because there's not as many of them. In Lester's herds, they're kind of unique in terms of Lester's herd color dynamics. I don't think I think Charlene didn't mother her calf because she got so stressed out with them chasing her and didn't understand what was going on. And after that, she was just so stressed out, she didn't want to deal with it. And then by the time a lot of time had passed, it didn't register to her that that is her baby. It was just a baby, if that makes sense. Yeah. Lester messaged me last night asking me to make sure he had it all straight with who Tex can't breed, um, and who should go up front with Nooble. Yeah. I don't think Charlene holds on to that trauma. I think it was a couple days she went through it, went through something, but now I think she's fine. I don't think. No, never mind. Yeah. Hi, Martha. Because she seems to be acting normally, eating normally. She's back to the same way she was. She was back to the same way she was a month after Caroline was born. And I think by now she's had the chance to go through it and be fine because she's acting normally. I'm not interested in veterinary anything. That is way too much schooling, way too much stress. I do not want to be the cause that someone loses their pet one day. Absolutely not. I'm going to have someone else's pet possibly die in my hands. No, thank you. No. Get away, Nat. I did get near Chuck. I did. There was a fence between me and Chuck. I did have to tap him on the head with my hat to get him to back up a bit. That one lady from Canada, Jamie said was braver than her because she was crouched down in front of the fence feeding Chuck muffins through the fence. Thank you, Brenda. And I don't think my snake is spoiled. I don't usually spoil my animals. I just treat them with respect, and I ask the same respect from my animals in return. I don't overly spoil my animals. Not, especially not to the extent Lester does. Lester has said that he wants to get his female herd up to about 40 head of cattle before he'll stop keeping all the females. He'll have to eventually start selling females. Yeah, Lisa. Who was good acting around me? My snake? She was getting food. Yeah, she wasn't really focused on me. She was focused on the food. Yeah. Yeah, I've never been interested in veterinary anything. How old is Saffron? Um, 3, maybe? I'll need to look again when I got her. Because she was about a year old when I got her, and I need to look back when that was. A couple years ago. No, I don't deal with venomous snakes, no. I have held a crocodile before. I've been to the Columbus Zoo. I believe there's a video or a short on my channel from the Columbus Zoo with their Siamangs singing. It's only a couple seconds short. It's not that bad, not that big a deal. Yes, Donna, I do have two brothers. One from my mom's side, one from my dad's side that I don't see. Yeah, the one from my mom's side I see all the time. I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest child, oldest grandchild, which is hectic when we get together with my aunt on my dad's side because she has 9 kids, ranging from the ages of 18 to a year. I don't remember. I don't see them very often. I can't remember how old her newest baby is. Yeah, a lot of people came over from Lester's channels. I think I had 50 subscribers before. I think I had 50 subscribers when we recorded that interview. And now I have 3,000, 3,000 something. I need to look. I'm bad with remembering numbers. The Houston Zoo was fun. It wasn't spectacular. It's something I've done before, and it's stuff I've seen before. One of my favorite zoos to go to is the Woodland Park Zoo up in Seattle, because that's where my aunt lives with her family. 3.6K. Okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm bad with remembering numbers. I was never good. I was never that good with math. Like, my bad thing with math is, even if it's the most simple equation possible, I have to stop and think about it. Like, I always have to think about it. It may take 2 seconds, it may take 2 minutes for me to figure out a problem, but I always have to at least think before I answer. I can't, like, immediately know something when it comes to math. Okay. Whatever it shows, I don't know. Seattle's great when it's not raining. It's been raining here. It rained last night. I'm surprised this chair's not wet. Yeah. I've been there a few times. Been there quite a few times. I did a zoo camp up there in Seattle for a week while we were staying there. Why are you whining? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not good at math. I mean, I can figure it out, but what do you think about the NFL player that's cloning his pet? I don't follow sports. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. Cloning pets, I just think it's redundant, to be honest. You're not going to get the same pet. You can't replace your pet with that. And with cloning, it clones the animal, not the animal's personality. They can have 2 completely different personalities. You're not going to get the same pet again. Man, sorry if you see me sniffling, but when I breathe cold air in through my nose runs and I sneeze and I hate it. Okay. I don't know. I don't follow sports hardly at all. Sears Tower, I don't think I've been to Sears Tower. I don't think so. I've been to the Space Needle, and I've walked by the Arch. I've never been in the Arch in St. Louis, but I've walked by it. We went up there for 1 year for 4th of July to watch the fireworks show up there, and we walked by the Arch. We didn't go in, though. I can't remember where Jamie said she lives. They're south of us, though. You guys trying to, like, triangulate my location? Have I come to the west at all? Yeah. I've been to Arizona. We did a lot of traveling when I was younger. My grandparents and I. One of my favorite places to go was Arizona. I was comfortable out there. It was fun. It was great. I did get sunburned though. Sunburn wasn't fun, especially since we had to fly back. I got patchy sunburn all down my back that it cleared up pretty quick because we got some like aloe vera stuff to rub on it. But the only thing that was left that was really badly hurt were my shoulders, the very top of my shoulders, and it was flaking and all that, and it was painful. And I had to walk around an airport with a heavy backpack on. Sucked. Yeah, I've got a really pretty picture of the Arizona sunset that I'll maybe post if you guys want to see it. I'm very proud of that. I'm decent at photography. I don't have any fancy equipment or anything like that, but I've been told I have a good eye for photography. Yeah, I can post that later. We did go to the Grand Canyon. It was funny. When we went to the Grand Canyon, we went with a van and with a guide and everything. And we walked over to this section where they had like a big poster where they had information on a California condor because they see those out there. They live out there occasionally, and there was a information thing. So I asked our guide how often they see, like, how often do you guys see condors? He was like, not very often. I look up, I was like, there's one. Yeah, so I've got some pictures of the condor as well. So that was a fun moment that happened. Yeah, yeah, it was kind of funny. I'd love to work. Photography, I think, would be fun. I think I would enjoy that, depending on what I would be photographing, because it depends what you want to photograph. Because there's different types of photography. There's animal photography. There's you could be a professional photographer, get hired for weddings and all that kind of thing, events and whatnot. I don't think I have as much fun doing that as I would photographing landscapes or animals or different things like that. I'm not the best with dealing with people. I prefer working with animals and being around animals than being around people. Yeah, there's a lot of different options with animals. You can photograph wildlife. You can go to ranches and make um, you can photograph animals for calendars. You can photograph animals for websites. Go to a ranch if they hire you to take pictures so they can post it on their website or have pictures for their records or whatever it may be. But yeah, there's an option for that as well. National Geographic. I would love to go to Africa. It'd be amazing. Yeah, I agree, Susie Quest. I don't do as well with people as I do with animals. What was that question? Oh, Bloomington. Okay, I know where that's at. I know where Bloomington is. We went through Bloomington on our way home. Stopped at Nienberg's for some pies. I think that's or I think Nienberg's is in Bloomington, if I remember right. I'm not going to say where I'm exactly from. I'm not going to put that information on the internet. I don't need people trying to track me down and find me. Who's filthy rich now? Because it's not me. We do have animals ourselves. Hello. Hey, Bubba. Ugh. Hi. Did I stop petting you for 5 seconds? Hi. And my snake's inside. I'm not bringing her out here. A, it's too cold, and B, I'm not going to bring her out here right now. I'd love to hold her on camera, but I'm not going to bring her out here, and I'm not going to film in there. Because it's, you know... It's an Aussie door. I know it's an Aussie Labrador? What breed of dog would I like to have? Probably a Dutch Shepherd, if you know what that is. I'd love to make a video analyzing each of the bulls at Longhorn Lester's, but I would like to do that in a way where I can show pictures as I do video, and I haven't figured out how to do that with editing yet. Like, I haven't figured out how to put a picture on the video with the video still playing. I would have to, right now, make a video, add a picture, make another video, add a picture. It'd be a weird, choppy video. What's the 2000? 2000 really doesn't have any meaning. A lot of people assumed it was my birth year. It's not, which that's unintentionally misleading. But the 2000 really doesn't mean anything. It's just a number I came up with. I came up with the name Animal Boy 2000 in 5th grade for a username. And first it was Animal Boy 200. It was going to be Animal Boy 200, and I thought Animal Boy 200 sounded weird, so I just added an extra 0. That's basically all it is. I may change it at some point. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. There are leaves everywhere on this deck. Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to have a Dutch Shepherd or Malinois, some working breed like that. Yep. Howdy, Krista. And the howdy is not any gimmick or anything like that. It's just something I say. Some people said, like, howdy, you're a real cowboy. I'm not a real cowboy. I just enjoy... I wear boots all the time. The hat I don't wear very much, to be honest. Yeah, the hat I don't wear very often. The boots I wear all the time. I'm wearing them right now. Yeah, I wear the boots all the time. Don't wear the hat very much. You like a herding breed? Depends on the breed. Yeah, I think the hat does look nice, but it's just not very practical in my life. It would just look weird out here. Not a lot of people wear cowboy hats in this area. A lot of ball caps, but no cowboy hats. The boots I wear all the time, though. Do I plan on visiting Lester and Jamie again? It'd be awesome and fun. I wouldn't want to visit and take away the opportunity for someone else to. Like, I wouldn't, like, hey, Lester, I'm in town. Can I come and visit? I wouldn't... Like, if we did an event, I wouldn't want to do that. Because I would want other people to have the opportunity to go and have that experience as well. Thank you, Ronnie. Ronnie V. Florida, whatever your name was. Yeah, Ronnie V. Florida, thank you. Sorry, I try to pick up on the names, but if I pronounce names wrong, I'm sorry. Thank you, Krista. I don't think my schedule for posting will be anything at all for a long time, if at all, because I do work part-time, I work nights, it's just not very feasible for me to have a set YouTube schedule as of right now. Okay, thank you for the clarification, Ronnie. Reading names is harder to pronounce than hearing them, because then you hear how it's pronounced and you can do it like that. Chicago's about 2 hours north of us, 2.5 maybe. Start a trend, what do you mean? I work nights at FedEx loading semi-trailers, part-time, that's what I do. Hey, Brenda. It was awesome meeting you at the ranch and going out to supper. is with this. Okay. Why are y'all whining? You can just walk inside. They're staring at the dog door like they can't walk through it. There you go, you figure it out. Staring at a doggy door like they can't walk through it like they have 1,000 times. Dogs, I swear. What do you mean, Christina? I don't understand your question. Wearing a cowboy hat would not start a trend. It would just give me weird looks. My grandparents don't really need me to help take care of them. They can fully take care of themselves. They're very, very good people. Kiki, come here. Come here. No, okay. What was that? I don't follow Jeff as of right now. I don't. I've seen a few of his videos and a few other things like that, but I don't currently. I'm not subscribed to him right now. I might in the future. What I tend to do when I find a new channel or a channel that looks interesting is I watch them for a while, but I don't subscribe right away. I like to watch them for a while and see if I enjoy their content or if it's not my thing. I don't follow Jamie's channel nearly as much as I do Lester's because it's not as much my type of content. Nothing wrong with any of the content, it's just not really my thing. I don't really follow any of the other Maros. I've watched Jake's videos a few times over the however long, but it's mainly just been Longhorn Lester's and I'm a Survivor. I started with I'm a Survivor, and now with Lester, it's kind of an off branch of it, which is kind of the same content as it. You know, I don't follow Jamie's channel as much as I do Lester's. I'm not going to say my exact city where I am in Illinois. I don't need people trying to find me. I've heard too many horror stories about content creators and people showing up at their houses. No, I'm not going to deal with that. If people show up at my house and call me Animal Boy, I will probably punch you in the face. Do not come to my house. Do not try to find me. That is just creepy. I do not need people trying to find me. I don't, no. That's just not gonna happen. I'm exaggerating when I say I'll punch you in the face. I probably won't. You'll just probably get a strongly worded lecture from me to get off my property. Yeah. Yeah. What are y'all whining about? Yeah. What is he doing in the garage? I think my grandpa's in the garage. I think my grandpa's in the garage doing something. Can I help you, Crow? Did you want to do this video for me? I don't know. Ah, dang it. Tip my drink over. Okay, it's fine. I talk to random everything. I talk to inanimate objects too. Like if something falls on the ground, I'm like, really? Well, that's on the ground now. I don't know. Ravens probably go towards gunshots because they know they mean something's dead that they can eat. Doesn't surprise me. I didn't know that exact fact, but it doesn't surprise me. I know ravens and wolves have a symbiotic relationship where the wolves will follow the ravens. Say a raven finds a dead deer or something, and they'll circle over it and bring the wolves to it, and the wolves will eat it, and they'll give the ravens a share of the food, or they won't chase the ravens off hardly much. And if the food is, say, frozen, the ravens can't peck through that frozen hide of an animal. They'll let the wolves tear it apart and then come in once the carcass is opened up and eat. Yeah, raven is very intelligent. So are crows. Corvids in general, that's crows, ravens, magpies, that whole group of animals is very intelligent. Excuse me. That's funny. Crows are very intelligent birds, and we have a bunch of them out here. What time is it? 2:54. Okay. Almost 3. It's been fun watching Lester channels over the years, seeing everything go down. A lot of stories, a lot of shenanigans, and more to come. Yeah, crows can mimic human speech. So can ravens. I believe magpies can too. I don't know as much about magpies as I do about crows and ravens. Ravens will do this really cool aerodynamic move where as they're flying and they want to dive down, they'll invert and dive down. They'll basically do this, just... It's really interesting and cool that they can do that in the air. Yeah, the moving the cows is going to be a very hectic video. Unless they're sorting all those cows. I hope he has Uriel or Jake come by and be on hand to help. I'm sorry about that, Shelly. Yeah, for my birthday, I'll probably just go out to eat. That's basically what we do for birthdays in our family, is basically the person whose birthday it is decides where we eat supper. Yeah, that's what we do. We go out for supper, and it's the birthday person's decision where. My cousin has a Amazon parrot. I don't know exactly. It's a green parrot, and he's the devil. He's not a nice bird. I hate that bird. I'm surprised I'm not afraid of birds because of it. That bird has chased me around the house so many times, flown at my bare feet, trying to bite my toes off. Still got all my toes, though. I don't like that bird. His name's Rascal, and he's the devil. Bye. I probably won't be on here for much longer. I've got other stuff I gotta do. Really? Why are they being so... Oh my gosh. Come. Now. Come on. I'm gonna put them inside. Whoa. Okay. Ah. Now the neighbor's dogs are gonna bark. Oh my gosh. I don't remember exactly where Jamie said she was from, but they're south of here, I know that. I don't know anything else. I'd love to be over there at the ranch to help Lester sort cows. I've never done it before, but I'd love to. I've been on cattle farms before. My uncle's family raised cows. Part of his family, anyway. They raised Angus cows mostly. Wasn't it? Oh, parrots definitely have sharp beaks. Wire cutters on their face. Yeah, they've got a pair of wire cutters on their face. I do have siblings. I have 2 younger brothers, one on my dad's side, one on my mom's. I don't see the one on my dad's side hardly at all, because I don't have a good relationship with my father, but I'm not going to get into that here. No. We don't have cats. Thankfully, I'm allergic to cats quite badly. The only place I don't wear, because I wear my boots all the time, I don't wear my hat very often, but the one place I do wear my boots at is work, because these boots are way too expensive to wear to work. These boots and hat together were almost $400. This is a $100 hat. Yeah. There's not a lot of livestock up here in this area. It's mainly cornfields. Oh, I think Lester just posted a video, so I may have to end this so you guys can go watch that. Okay. Yeah, I'd love to continue talking. I might do this again, but Lester just did a video, so I probably should get off here. Okay. I don't know how to end a live. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and leave. So you guys can go watch Lester's video, and see you whenever I post again. Bye.